some point you'll have to see Brian later. Okay? The kids have done really well. I know that they're nervous. I'm nervous. I'm standing here with butterflies in my stomach. I'm not even going to do much today, so I know they're a little bit nervous. We talked about this yesterday. They did really well at their practice yesterday. They've been working hard, and I'm really proud of them. These are all beginner students. They all started brand new in January, not knowing anything about the piano at all. I have one adult, Judy Jackson, who started in January, and she decided she wanted to play today too, and I'm really tickled about that. That an adult would consider to play beginning piano with the students. And just remember, you don't at any age you can start taking piano. It doesn't matter. She said she wanted to do this all her life, and she's doing it. Good for her. When the kids are practicing, I want you to remember 4 things. I've got 4 P's down here. First of all, when they're learning to play the piano, they have to practice, of course. And they have to be persistent. And they have to have patience. You have to have patience, listening to all the wrong notes, listening to them stumble through it. And most of all, they need praise. And praise feeds the other 3. And if you'll praise them for what they're doing, it'll just encourage them to go on and do more. And if you can tell that they're stumbling with something, really struggling with it, let them know, hey, you're really struggling with that, aren't you? Don't tell them it sounds terrible. And then as they continue to practice and you can hear they're making progress, let them know that you can hear they're making progress. It seems like all the kids have reached a point between January and now where they felt like they wanted to quit. But they did. They kept on. And today will be the results of that. And I told them yesterday we were going to have fun. I don't think by the looks on their faces they're convinced of that yet. Some of the things we're going to be doing today are some duets. If you've looked at their beginning books at all, a lot of their little one-finger songs that they have a teacher duet that can be played. And we're going to be doing some of those today. And this really helps the kids because when they practice their little one-finger song at home, all of a sudden they come to their lesson and it sounds like a really big number on the piano. This is really encouraging to them. The duets teach them a sense of timing and coordination, and it's really difficult. First couple of times we play through a duet, everybody falls apart. They can't remember the timing, they can't remember how it goes. So this is really a lesson in coordination and timing when we do the duets. Nobody wanted to be first today. When we talked about having a recital, the first thing that came out of all the kids' mouths was, I don't want to be first. So I decided the only way to do this was to put all the numbers in a little cup and they would draw out. And Kristen, my daughter, had the misfortune of drawing number 1. And she didn't want to be number 1, and I said she had to do it. She's been a good sport about it. So Christy, you'll come and play for us. many of you have ever done this? Have you ever played a recital? Well, let me tell you what happens when you get up here. Your fingers don't work. Take it from me. And I was watching Judy, and her left hand was just shaking like her knees were knocking, and it's a whole different ballgame up here. So. They didn't know this, but I have some special certificates that I want to pass out to them today. Just little achievement certificates and things that I've noticed while they've been coming to their lessons. And the first one is Kristen Schrow for achievement, being a good sport, and having the toughest teacher. And Jessica, I appreciate you playing, and this is for participation in a recital as a beginner student. And Brad Lauji, we have one for achievement and persistence in practicing. And I have to tell you a little bit about this. You know, his dad comes and takes a lesson with him every week. He sits in there with him so he can go home and help Brad. And I really appreciate that, Dennis. We've had some really good times in our lessons. It's a little hairy a couple of times. So, and he has practiced a lot, and neither he or his dad know anything about the piano before they started coming. And I really appreciate that. This is for achievement and persistence in practicing. And Ben Graff, have one for achievement and excellence in assignments. He always does an excellent job of anything that I give him to do, and he did an excellent job today. And Chris Carlson for achievement and his enthusiasm in learning to play. He really gives me a workout during his half-hour lesson. Melissa Bishop, Melissa, you're over here, for achievement and your persistence in practicing. Some of these kids, when they go home, they do everything on their own. I know they do, because the parents don't know anything about the piano. So, you know, you have to really give them credit, because a lot of times they'll get home and they'll forget what I told them. And I appreciate your persistence, Melissa. Alyssa Lundquist, achievement and the most perfectly prepared lessons. How many times have I said to you, Alyssa, that was perfect. And she plays really well, and I know she had a couple of mistakes today, but it was just a case of recital jitters. That's all it was, because she knows her pieces. Thank you. And Jamie Schmidt, achievement, enthusiasm, and her excellence in learning. Jamie is my youngest student. She's only 7. In fact, she had a birthday while she was coming for lessons, and she's in first grade. And she has done really well. I'm really proud of you. And last, Judy, what can I say? You did excellent. How many of you would have done this today? Nobody, I'm sure. Yeah. I have a certificate here for practice and participation above and beyond the Call of Duty. No, you're saying I know. I want to thank all you parents for the goodies that you brought, and in just a couple minutes I'll make some punch, and we'll just have some time of refreshments and relaxation, and tell the students what a good job they did. Thank you all for coming.